Hi, I'm ZimZoe, and guess who said they'd be uploading regularly and then took over a month's break? Yeah, it's me. My bad. But it's not like I haven't been busy, and if I had done them at a weekly pace anyway, I wouldn't have had anything to talk about, so these things are better when they're spaced out. Right, now that my excuses are out the way, the first thing I want to talk about is the lighting system in this video, which is very different than the last one, because I was going to use the last one, but as I was setting up everything, I knocked the lamp off its shelf and broke the bulb. So I kinda had to improvise. Sorry about that, but it should be back to the previous setup by the next painting video. Also, this video has been a nightmare to get edited, because neither of my editing softwares liked the fact that it was over 30 minutes long. So I've had to work my way around that, but it's here now. But the only thing I could think of was that it wasn't the length of it. Well, it was for one of them, it was like, it's too big a file. But the other one, all I did was cut off like a few seconds from the end of it. So what I think has happened is I've just been filming and left it to film, and after a while it shut itself off, like after 33 minutes I think. It just shut itself off automatically. And I didn't notice it, and so it meant like I've lost 3 minutes of footage. Or maybe more than that. Anyway, I think it's because it turned itself off and I didn't stop it that it's done this weird thing, but I've figured my way around it and I was able to use that information to also upload the Live Lounge Rock FM video that went up before this. Now, between the two videos, I have had so much going on, starting with 2 exams for my university course at the moment, and the panic to get everything done and sorted before the final deadline. But it hasn't been just that. I've had issues outside of uni too, such as my niece being rushed to hospital because her appendix burst on the same day that my neighbour's cat had to be put down. I know that probably sounds stupid, but it was the first cat I'd ever really come close to, into close contact with, and I'd known her for God, it must be over about 15 years. And so I was just devastated that everything had just happened on one day. So I haven't been gone without reason. Plus, Smudge had an issue of her own. After taking a jump in the middle of the night and missing it, she'd knocked out one of her teeth and there was just blood everywhere. Plus, I didn't know it was her mouth at first, considering the blood I saw was on her tail, so I thought she'd knocked it or cut it somehow. But she must have been bathing it, because later on in the day, she meowed at me while I was feeding it, and her mouth was just full of blood. It was dripping off her chin. So she had been suffering all day, and I didn't even know. And because it was so late in the day, we barely managed to get an emergency appointment at the vets because they were closing. It was literally there's no way we'd make it there by bus. So we had to grab a taxi, which then got caught in the rush hour jam. And we're just we've got 5 minutes to get there before they close. Oh my god. But everything got sorted and she's fine now. She's just got one less tooth. It's the bottom right one, the 4 big teeth, the fangs. Plus, it hasn't stopped her eating at any point. Except now. Now she won't go back into the room where she, failed her jump. Because, I don't know, she don't think she trusts it anymore. Instead, she just sits in the room next to it and sort of glares in. I can see the room, but I'm not going in there. It's not all been bad news, though. I mean, I saw Avengers Infinity War and Black Panther between the 2 catch-up vlogs. Plus I've started meeting up with a friend again more often, which is absolutely fantastic to be seeing her again. I've been to 2 barbecues and I've become obsessed with Pokemon Go again, so I'm always out for that. Now back to the bad news! I was also without internet for a whole week! Yep. So, as well as not being able to film anything, I wouldn't have been able to upload it anyways. Now, onto something you may have already noticed. A lot of my videos on here disappeared suddenly the other day, and by that I mean all of my band footage. Well, with the new legislation and stuff like that, I no longer have permission to put up band videos, and what I did have up had to be brought down. It was quite a heavy blow for me, considering my channel of late has become about 50-50 of vlogs and music stuff. But maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to get them back. I mean, gotta stay positive with this stuff. Either way, it means I'll have to put up some other stuff to fill the space, so I'll try to think of something, but I'm deeply sorry for those of you who come to my channel purely for the music stuff. But if you do, you wouldn't be watching this video, so that was pointless. Woo! Speaking of band though, I've had one concert this week, and I've got a second one this Friday with Wingate, which is like this internationally renowned band, which is pretty exciting. We've played with them before, so I know how good they are, and I'm really looking forward to it. It was funny though, because they were calling our band like the school band, because it's mostly kids who are still in school. But we're doing this piece called Wall of Sound, which was written for the BBC National Youth Orchestra or something, and it is not an easy piece. They thought our pieces were going to be like a piece of cake, because it was like, you know, it's all the kids, they'll be doing simple stuff. So when their conductor turned around to them and was like, "You guys should look at this, there are some tricky parts," I think we may have taken them by surprise with like how well we can play. If you don't know it, I thoroughly recommend looking it up. It's 8 minutes long, so it's like an endurance piece as well as it being quite tricky. Not only sort of like with really fast runs, but also like in the first euphonium part, it goes like way up in the register. But it's great fun to play, and it sounds fantastic. So I'm hoping that will wow them. But of course I won't be able to get any footage of it, and for that I'm sorry, because it's going to be awesome. But don't worry, I do have other things coming up that I can film and upload. With this thing coming up though, there's going to be quite a few videos from it, so I'm tempted to put them up on a 2-day cycle kind of thing. You know, like video, then a day off, then a video, then a day off, etc, 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 until it's all done. But with me not being able to put up as much footage as I'd like anymore, I didn't know whether or not it would be more beneficial for me to spread them out. Maybe just 2 videos a week or something. So I thought I'd get your opinions on it. If I do spread them out, it gives me more time to get the next set ready, and try to keep more of a regular uploading schedule. But even so, there's no guarantees. I said try. But strangely enough, I'm starting to like this almost bulk uploading thing I've got going on. So there's always a huge break of maybe a month, and then a whole bunch of videos, and you're just like, I wonder if she's dead or not. Whoa, what is this? Suddenly a whole bunch of videos, she's still alive. But again, I thought I'd ask you guys so I can find out what you think would be better, and so I can follow whatever you want to see. I was actually really happy to get back into painting again. Considering I've thought about it a few times, I've been like, oh, but it takes time and effort just to set everything up, from the newspapers to the lighting setup and the camera, and I'm just put off it. But I was determined to paint that day, which is why instead of waiting until I could fix my lighting setup, I decided just to improvise with this not as good one. Because if I am in the mood to paint, there shall be no stopping me. Originally, I was going to start on the black bits after I'd finished the cream colours, but I realised that it would probably be better to leave that until last, so it was more striking and didn't cover up any of the other numbers. So it'll either be black or white I save until the end, which is why I did these 3 mixes instead, and only one of them went wrong! Hooray! Yeah, the dark brown wasn't as dark as I would have liked it to be, which is why I waved my hand manically in front of the camera like, no, I'll change it, and then did a remix to get it how I wanted it. Now, we're coming towards the end of this video, which is kind of a good thing because I've run out of things to say. So, I'll end it by saying that that's it for today, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Have a nice day. Apologies for the quick cut there. My camera died at some point and I didn't realise it. But look at my hands! They're covered in paint! Especially underneath my fingernails. You might not be able to see it, but they're green. Because when I opened the green pot, they were really stubborn and it went straight in. See, this is why I have the newspaper about.